Alright, good day again, guys. Here are the notes over section 1.2, which starts getting into angles. Okay, and again, just some foundational stuff, building our structure to make arguments and construct shapes and figures and so on and so forth. So we are going to start with the angle today, and under the angle I'm going to put a couple of features, vertex and ray. So hopefully we can roll this all into one kind of thing. And ray we got yesterday, so a little bit of overlap, which is a good thing. Helps you guys remember, helps retention. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with an example. Okay, and let's just go ahead and draw an angle. I'm going to tilt it a little bit so we get used to working with things that aren't always, drawn perfectly, and we'll change it. We'll have two examples here. So here is my angle. Alright, and I'm gonna go ahead and put 3 dots on it, and then I'm gonna label the dots A, B, and C. So first things first, the naming. How do we name this? Well, this is angle ABC. Alright, or we can name it angle CBA. Okay, and if you notice, B is always in the middle, right? Here's B, here's B, here's B, here's B in the middle. Okay, so we can change the other ones, but we can't change the middle letter, and this is called the vertex, and we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so that's 2 ways we can name it. The other way we can name it is by the vertex. So we could also name it angle B. Okay, identify it by the vertex. And the last way that we can label it is with a number. So we can call it angle 1. In order to do that, we need to put a little 1 inside the vertex. Okay, so 4 ways to name an angle. Alright, number, the vertex letter with 3 letters, and remember the vertex has to be in the middle. And the vertex in the middle for naming. And if you think about it, the vertex is in the middle anyway. Okay, so what's this whole vertex thing? Vertex is geometrically, if you notice right here, we drew a ray. We started at B and we went out. Okay, and here we started at B and we went to A. So the vertex is the common endpoint of the sides of an angle. And as we just talked about, the sides of an angle are called rays. They are rays. They're not just called rays, they are rays. Okay, so that's angle. Let's go ahead and throw another angle up here, and like I said earlier, we'll move it around a little bit. Okay, so let's do this. J, KL. Alright, so let's go ahead and name it. And name the sides. And the vertex. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here and give you a minute to name this guy, and then we'll do the reveal in a second here. So use your notes, collaborate with others at an appropriate noise level, and let's see what you got in a minute or so. Alright, so here is the name, size, vertex. So the name, so we could call this angle K by the vertex. We can call this angle 2. I added a little 2. You could have called it 3, 5, 7, 9. Probably don't want to call it 1 because we have a 1 over here. Alright, but if you did, just learn from that and grow from it. Mistakes are okay as long as we are growing with them and learning from them and moving forward with them. JKL is right here, JKL. Okay, and then we also have LKJ, so this way. So those are the 4 ways to name it. The sides, we have KJ and KL. Those are both rays, so notice that I started writing the ray with the endpoint, and I went to the arrow side, just like the little notation shows me. So stay consistent with the notation. Okay, and this is all this first chapter stuff where we're building this in so we can work with that. Okay, vertex is K. Okay, the intersection of the 2 sides. Alright, so that's how you label an angle. Alright, we will move forward with the next note card and talk about opposite rays and a straight angle. Okay, so the next term or definition we're looking at here today is opposite rays. And where we're going with this is a straight angle. Alright, so opposite rays, straight angle, that's this note card. So let's draw a picture. So let's just start with the ray. Okay. There is my ray. We drew this the other day. I'll go ahead and call it AB. Now, opposite ray. What is a ray opposite to AB? Well, opposite is just the other way, right? The opposite of night is day, and the opposite of 2 is -2. So we're just going to go the other way. So go ahead and put our straight edge back on there. Alright, and I'll go ahead and extend this out a little bit. Go ahead and draw this, and I'm going to label this point C. So what do I have now? Well, I have a ray here, and I've got my opposite ray here. And together I have a line, because it goes out in either direction. So opposite rays are gonna eventually get me a line. Okay, so they have 2 rays that share an endpoint. And form a line. Now, how do we write opposite rays. So our opposite rays would be ray AB. Remember to start at the end point and go to where it goes on forever. Rays AB and AC, if I'm going this way, goes on forever towards the C. Okay, so that's how I would write it. They form a line, so the line would then be, so they form line CB or BC, either way. And you could also call this, actually you could call it CA if you wanted to, or AC, or a whole bunch of other variables. So they're going to form that line, and then they also form a straight angle. So if you consider this, you know, as an angle, because there's 3 points here, right, and 2 opposite rays, here is the angle. Okay, so this is our straight angle. And how many degrees is our straight angle? Well, that's just half a rotation of a circle. Okay, or going from regular to switch if you are a skier slash snowboarder type person. Skateboarder, I suppose. Okay, so there's our straight angle, which is 180 degrees. So there you go with opposite rays and straight angles. Okay, our last definition today is the right angle. And perpendicular. D-I-C-U-L-A-R. Alright. For the record, I'm a horrible speller, so you will see things spelled wrong from time to time. Alright. Just bear with me on that. Help me out a little bit. See if we can't improve there. I need to grow on that one. So perpendicular, we have a symbol for perpendicular. There's our symbol for perpendicular, which is really a representation of a perpendicular occurrence, perpendicular couple of lines or segments. Okay, so let's go over here. Let's start with the right angle. So we can do a little construction, not a proper construction, but a little construction. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw right here. There's my first ray. I'll call it AB, and then I am going to use these marks here to line that up as close to perfect or to square as I can. And I'm going to go ahead and draw my line here, my segment here. So ABC, this is a square angle, which is, we call it this, and it is 90 degrees. Okay, so a right angle, which we denote or notate with this symbol, right, is 90 degrees. It's a square corner.